Hello and good morning. Today is January 24th, 2026, and you're listening to That's Old News, the daily download making old headlines hot again. I'm your host, Ainsley Harvey, and as always, we're looking at what went down on this day in history, which means we're rewinding it all the way back to ancient Rome in 41 AD, where Roman Emperor Caligula is assassinated and his uncle Claudius succeeds him. Struck down by members of the Praetorian Guard meant to protect him, Caligula was a power-hungry tyrant whose reign was marked by extreme cruelty, lavish spending, demands for divine honours, and planning to make his horse a consul. His uncle Claudius, on the other hand, became an effective ruler, initiating the conquest of Britain and making significant administrative reforms. Keeping it in ancient times, we jump up to 76 AD, where future Roman Emperor Hadrian is born. Unlike Claudius and his predecessors who focused on expansion, Hadrian focused on securing the empire's existing borders. Now, he is best known for his extensive travels throughout the Roman provinces, which influenced his significant building projects, most famously Hadrian's Wall in northern Britain and the rebuilding of the Pantheon in Rome. Meanwhile, on this day in 1848, California strikes gold, with American carpenter and sawmill operator James Marshall finding gold flakes in the sawmill's tail race. Although he tried to keep the discovery secret, word eventually got out, leading to a huge influx of prospectors known as the 49ers. The tiny gold flake Marshall found is now a prized artifact at the Smithsonian Museum in Washington, D.C. Now, we have a few birthdays today, including Edith Wharton, who was born on this day in 1862. As a member of the Gilded Age's New York aristocracy, Edith used her insider knowledge to craft incisive novels and short stories, such as The Age of Innocence and The Buccaneers. She was also the first woman to win the Pulitzer Prize for fiction. Happy birthday as well to American actress Sharon Tate, who was born on this day in 1943. Now, for the first time in this podcast, guys, we're going to stay on that same day but jump from the US to Berlin, where on this day in 1943, Adolf Hitler orders German troops at Stalingrad to fight until death. After being encircled by the Soviets, Hitler's Sixth Army was freezing, starving, and doomed. Yet their commander-in-chief refused them from surrendering to the city, which was named after his Soviet rival, Joseph Stalin. Believing the propaganda value was too strong, Hitler was determined to hold the city at all costs. Still, after months of brutal fighting in the ruins, the trapped forces eventually surrendered in early 1943, with over 90,000 Germans captured. Speaking of World War II, today in 1965 saw its second most famous character die. Suffering a stroke, Winston Churchill reportedly turned to his son-in-law, uttering, "I'm so bored with it all," before closing his eyes and passing away. Honoured with a full state funeral, an estimated 1 million people lined the streets of London in tribute to the statesman. Today is also the day in 1989 when American serial killer Ted Bundy died. Attributed with the deaths of up to 100 women during the 1970s, Bundy attempted multiple dramatic escapes from custody, but was finally captured and subsequently executed by electric chair on this very day in 1989 at age 42. This day in 1995 is also a big day for the future of law and the future of the Kardashians, because today is the day that the murder trial against O.J. Simpson begins in LA. Accused of killing Ron Goldman and his ex-wife Nicole Brown Simpson, the trial saw the former football star acquitted of criminal charges. He was, however, found responsible for their deaths in a separate civil suit and ordered to pay $33.5 million in damages. And finally, moving up to this day in 2006, and Walt Disney International and its CEO Bob Iger announced the purchase of computer animation film studio Pixar for $7.4 billion. Pixar's CEO was none other than Steve Jobs, who purchased the small film company from Lucasfilms in 1986 for $10 million. When the Disney deal wrapped up, Jobs became Disney's largest individual shareholder, holding approximately 7% of the global entertainment giant. And that's old news from this day in history. I'm Ainsley Harvey, and we'll see you right back here tomorrow.